Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are now finished with day 5 of Shark Week, and we had 3 good shows. All right, so we're going to talk about them one by one. I think you know what time it is. Let's dive right into the water. First show up, What Shark Attacked? Now, this was actually a pretty fun show. Think of it as like a trivia game. Honestly, thinking in hindsight now, if you are that type and like to indulge in a beverage or two, especially some shark-themed drinks, this was a great drinking game. I'm not gonna lie. The whole premise of the show is that you are presented with a shark attack. They give you some clues, and you're supposed to guess what species of shark attacked in this instance. And honestly, that show was pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie. It got progressively harder. That was another thing. This show featured Tom the Blowfish Hurd. Now, the Blowfish he has emerged as one of my favorites. One of my favorite new additions when it comes to Shark Week. In the past few years, I've enjoyed seeing him every time he came on screen. But I don't feel like he's on as often as I would like him to be. He has a very fun, bubbly personality. He just seems really engaged and like he really enjoys what he's doing. And to see him on camera is honestly worth it. So bring back more Blowfish, all right? We also had Kinga Phillips and Rosie Moore. Now, Rosie she's pretty consistent on Shark Week. I've actually had the pleasure of meeting Rosie a few times. And she is very nice, very kind, but I give her some flack every time I see her because she's a herpetologist and she loves her reptiles. I'm not going to say more than sharks, but I think that she does. So I give her a hard time every time I see her, but she's very nice, very kind, and she's also a welcome addition to Shark Week. Second show up, How to Train a Great White Shark. Oh, well, How to Train a Great White. Just plain like that. This show featured Dr. Tristan, a staple in Shark Week. He also invited Dr. Cullen Brown and Annie Guttridge, who is Tristan's wife. First of all, sir, save some for the rest of us, okay? I'm already jealous that you're on Shark Week, but you got your wife actively diving and doing shark research with you. I can barely get my wife on a boat, okay? So, sir, you are lucky. I will just say that. The show was interesting, but the title is misleading, right? First of all, it gives you the vibe of like How to Train a Dragon. And that's not what this is. It also gives you the thought that they might be leading to actually training a great white shark. And that is not what is happening. Okay? Now, can this eventually lead to that? Yes. But what they are doing in this show is very, very preliminary. This is basically just cognitive tests to see how intelligent the great whites are. And I actually had an argument about this years ago. Sharks, especially great whites, are much more intelligent than we've previously thought. So any show, any program that tends to give a spotlight to the intelligence of sharks and not just showing them as mindless beasts or just like stupid fish, I enjoy it. And that makes it worth it for me. So for that, I did enjoy the show. But the title is misleading. And that actually upset my wife because she was just like, what is this? This is not what they said. And I was just like, okay. And of course, our third show up, Ultimate Shark Dive. Now, this one was different. This one did bring in another celebrity, right? But a celebrity in the world of professional diving. So this one had Paul, you already know, Shark Week GOAT, Paul DeGelder, and Molly Carson, who happens to be a professional cliff diver. So Molly Um, she actually has a fear of sharks, right? You know, the typical mistrust and, you know, thinking they're going to eat and kill her and all that stuff, right? And this show was about training her to attempt something that has never been done before, which is diving into a container, right, or like a cage that is floating in the ocean from about 50 feet up from a helicopter. So it has all the entertainment factors. Um, Red Bull is in the site. Shout out to that creator. um, because Red Bull was all over this show. They was making sure they was branding it up. But it was just going through the motions of getting her prepared for this dive, for this jump, and slowly showing her that sharks are not out to get her. And you can tell from the way she was reacting that her fear was real. The way she was screaming on camera um, and just yelling, she really brought the entertainment factor. So, yeah, that show was fun. If you are a person, especially a casual shark enthusiast or someone who's just getting into Shark Week, that was a pretty fun show. Just watching her freak out. So that was worth it. And then, you know, I think you should give it a try to see if she actually does go through with that jump. It's worth it. Listen, Shark Week Day 5 was a fun watch. All right. A little bit of entertainment, a little bit of science, whole lot of shark. And that's what I asked for. So, on to the next day. But you already know, I want more sharks.